Hello everyone and welcome back to PGP Motorsports Park for the second race of the 2026 spring season. Here we are with it started off a little bit wet today, but now the track is only maybe a little bit moist, drying conditions. The big challenge that our racers are going to face is finding the dry lines and getting the advantage off of others from that. Especially after the LCQ, there's been plenty of chance for the track to dry, and people are going to be figuring that out in this formation lap.
Yeah, so the track isn't drying at its optimal pace because it's still pretty chilly out and the precipitations is 20%. It might rain, but I don't think it will. Overall, track is going to stay damp and it's going to slightly dry up, so we're going to have an evolving track as the race progresses. I believe we got a full 24-kart grid today, and starting in our front row, we got David next to Sergey. That is our top row. Some very familiar faces. On the second row, get that nice zoom in at the perfect camera angle to block me. That is Sam next to the Rainmeister, Scott. So that's our second row. Third row is a new racer, Alex, starting next to Kirk. So we got a new racer on the third row. Very good to get himself that far in these conditions. We'll get more names as the race starts, but here they come. Side by side, down the front, straight. They're going to take it nice and easy. The flag bearers eyeing them, making sure it's all good. And the flag's waved and they're away! A nice and easy slow start in these conditions to make sure everyone has a fair chance to get through turn one. It's really tricky and slippery. Sergey goes around the outside and takes the lead, keeping that momentum. David's on the defensive. David's already lost 2 spots. David down to third.
Wide through some of them coming through that sequence there, and someone's going to overdrive it.
Randy.
End up falling off the off the back of it.
That is Randy, who started in 7th, finds himself in the barriers. Really unfortunate race start for Randy in his Wonder Bread helmet.
The chaos is still happening around turn 2 as we see some more 2 and 3 wide. People are trying their best to keep it straight, but they're going to be running and racing each other up into this turn 4 braking zone. Very tricky in this forwards direction.
Sam with a hero dive down into turn 4, trusting that there's enough grip and making it work. They're taking turn 4 a lot faster than the other racers were in the LCQ. The track must have really dried up in this time.
And we're seeing some really competitive racing as we see a lot of people making that 2 wide and 3 wide work a little bit. Only one driver's fallen off so far that we've seen in this race. And so that must mean that there's enough grip for them to be able to keep it within the lines.
As the dust settles, Sergey takes a commanding lead with the Rainmeister Scott Miller in second in the red helmet. In third is Kirk. Fourth looks to be Sam. And fifth is Alex. Sixth is David. So our top 6 got a little jumbled, but they still maintain their relative positions. Well, not relative, but they're still in the top 6. It's still all to play for. The race just started. And here they come down the front straight. When they cross the lines, I should be able to get the timing sheets up for you. But as they come now, we got a battle in the back. That is Alex on the outside and Sam on the inside. Alex is going to see if he can make it move. Not quite. He tucks right back in behind Sam. That was a battle for 5th place.
And it's going to go back to 2 wide as they finish up the radius of turn 1. Sam's going to be on the inside here, and he's going to have that lead. But there might be a cutback going on here as they're going to continue to make it 2 wide, but that momentum's going to fall off, and they're going to be lined up for turn 3, and it will all be about who can have the better exit coming out of here, if there's going to be any swapping positions.
Well, in the back there, we got a huge squabble coming down the back straight. We almost got a spin. Woo! I'll try to identify who that was, but somebody almost spun at the start of the back straight. But they all keep it facing the right direction. They are coming into turn 4 very hard with the spin. 2 spins.
2 people spinning out. Whoa, he threads the needle, makes it through the field goal, and is able to make it through and survive that and not cause any undue injury to other people. And I see 3 wide going into turn 6 and turn 7. They're still all facing the right direction, but this battle is not over as we see lots of cutbacks, lots of attempts to try to get that position. They're going to make it 2 wide through bus stop, and in top of the world, they need to try to stick onto the track. That's going to be very difficult.
2 wide through bus stop is terrifying in these conditions because the inside has to be taken perfectly. Otherwise, you're going to be careening to the outside. The outside does have grip, but not enough grip to support being pinballed.
Speaking of pinball, we're seeing a huge cluster into the light bulb, but the battle for the lead is kicking up.
The battle for second is kicking up. Sergey is taken off with the lead. He looks behind and sees clear skies. It is Scott Miller defending second place. That is Kirk on the inside. Kirk trying to battle for second place. Kirk on the inside, Scott on the outside. Kirk is going to have track position momentarily, but can Scott capitalize on the better momentum? He might be able to. The grip on turn 2 has been changing all day, and Scott reclaimed second place.
Very good
for now.
And car positioning from Scott, but this battle's not over. Kirk is going to be sniffing up behind him, and he's either going to throw the move into turn 2 or try to optimize his exit out of it, or into turn 3, optimize the exit out of it, and we're going to see what kicks up and what bubbles together onto this straight right here. It looks like they're going to be giving each other space, just trying to not cause too much. Oh, there's going to get a little bit of a nose in there, lack of grip, a little bit of a bump, but they all keep facing the right direction. Kirk is going to fall back and lose a lot of positions as he tries to dive back into that inside. Lots of chaos is created.
Eesh.
In the end, he loses out on 1, but it could have been worse.
Actually, Kirk lost 2 positions there. He lost out not only to Scott Miller, who also fell back behind Sam. Sam takes second place. None of that fighting. Just kidding. Scott is fighting back for second place. Sam on the outside, Scott on the inside. That's going to swap back from the outside inside into light bulb here. Sam maintaining second place. Scott falling back to third. Kirk in fourth. David found himself in fifth. Alex jumps back to sixth. Alex Seguin in seventh. There's multiple Alexes out there. And to top it all off, for good measure, William Frazier right behind in eighth. Diego in ninth. And it's too far away for me to see him in 10th. I'll get him when he crosses the line.
Yeah, so seeing all this battling happening, it's no wonder that Sergey has such a massive lead. They've been going at it for so long, for several laps in a row now, and it's not showing any signs of slowing down as we see some inside diving shenanigans that further
Too
the
wide
intensity of this battle as Scott tries to hold on to that second place, but he's going to be on the inside. He'll be lacking the momentum, and we will have pretty much a 2x2.
Kirk is in the grass. What ended up happening there, David snuck by on the inside of Scott Miller, who was closing the door. David made it through. Kirk did not. So Scott was already closing the door, and in my opinion, Kirk went for the Pastor Maldonado move of going for a gap that was not there. So that's really unfortunate for Kirk, but it was a move that shouldn't have been made. A little ambitious.
Lots of fighting, lots of aggression that we're seeing here as they're just trying to limit test how far this drying track can take them, and sometimes it takes them off of it. But the battle still progresses behind Scott as we see someone else in second place.
That's Alex Seguin. Alex Seguin battling Scott, actually. Scott's falling back. The track is drying, and Scott is losing his rain advantage.
Yeah, this is unfortunate for Scott for sure here, as he's going to fall further into the pack, but all he needs to do is figure out what's the fastest defensive line and just try to stop the positions from losing out and secure as many championship points he can on this with this opportunity that he has.
But
here's Sergey with a massive lead.
Sergey with a massive lead. I put the gaps back on screen, and they'll update as they cross the line. But as they come now, that is Sergey, David, Alex Seguin, and a two-way battle between Sam and Scott for 5th place. So that's our top 5 right now. I'm going to call him Rookie Alex Workawa. Sorry if I mispronounced your name, but congratulations on staying in 3rd place. Up next in 4th is our defending champion, Alex Seguin. So we have Alex and Alex.
Lots of Alexes out here.
There have been a lot of Alexes out here. It's a common name.
Yeah, fair enough. It looks like there's another battling picking up in the mid-pack. I see a little bit of rubbing of bumpers here and there, but there's battles everywhere in here as we see what it looks like a lot of momentum flying through there, through turn 4, but they were able to hold it together through that sequence of corners.
That is Scott Miller defending against William Frazier, who in their fighting has allowed Diego to catch back up. And right behind Diego is none other than Aiden Flynn. Of course I couldn't recognize him. Black shirt, white helmet. Team Anonymous out there. Yeah, he gets me every time.
Team Anonymous out there strong, as it looks like we have a separate pack being built up that is catching up to Sergey.
Sergey's way ahead. What do you mean?
Well, Sergey's, unless I'm mistaken...
Sergey's in the lead by like 5 seconds, man. No one's catching up to Sergey right now. Unless...
He did have a bigger lead, but here's 2nd and 3rd right behind him.
All right, so Sergey with a commanding lead. David has to defend against Alex. David's got that pace. They all got that pace. But the gap between second and third is... Oh, you're right. They are catching up by about a second. Let's pull up those lap times and see how they're doing. Yeah, David has the better lap time. Yeah, David and Alex are actually catching up to Sergey by about a second a lap. This could get dicey.
And further behind them, as they probably work together to catch up, this battling's still going on. We have a three-way battle going into turn 2.
That's Aiden on the inside, Diego in the red suit on the outside. They leave the space. Good sportsmanship. Don't like to see water splashes out here. Diego on the outside, but can he keep it? He can. He's got that better momentum. Wow. Three wide coming into 5. Diego still on the outside. Aiden slid on the outside. And the boom.
Oh, wow. That was
really ambitious from Diego, but ultimately doesn't result how he wants it to. And now they're battling William Frazier. William Frazier loses out on that. William Frazier lost 2 positions. Ouch!
That was really good staying calm and collected and good car positioning from Aiden there to give him the spot, let him overbrake, and then recover and take it back after he struggles with the momentum from the overbraking.
Update on the lead. I often see people really badgering David out on track, and I haven't seen it from what I would consider a rookie driver. This Alex guy came out of nowhere and is already battling David pretty hard for second place. So this is proof that anyone can come out here, race, and be with the top runners if you have what it takes. So good on Alex to be able to fight David. David's won races out here before. I've raced him before, and he's no slouch.
Yeah, very confusing conditions. Tends to narrow the field a little bit. But it also widens the gap between a lot of karts for the most part if they can't keep it clean out there and they limit test a little bit too hard.
Now that gap to the lead is shrinking, and I think Alex might know this, which is why he's not being too aggressive on David. If anything, I think David and Alex know, oh yeah, we see that finger point forward. They want to win. They know they're catching up to the leader. So that's why Alex has put a hold on his plans to overtake for now, because he knows David has the pace to catch up too. He's playing the long game. We'll see how it pays off, but I think it's a good strategy.
Yeah, very good strategy here. They've been eating huge chunks of his gap, because his gap was like super massive through there, and it looks like they're going to be coming up on the first lap car now.
Oh yeah, there's back markers already. Dang. I don't know who that is, but it looks like Sergey's coming up on back markers. The back markers are usually good at getting out of the way on the front straight when they realize what's happening. So here comes the front straight now, and here comes Sergey, and there they go. Nice. Good stuff.
Let's see if... Yep, he gets
So
to keep that, and now we're going to see how second and third might be impacted from this.
All right, here comes second and third. The back markers are a part of racing. You see it in Formula 1 as well. So long as nothing crazy happens, which I don't think anything crazy should happen, the back marker knows that he's in the middle of the leader fray, and it doesn't look... He's doing what he should be doing, which is staying his line and being predictable. That's the instruction that the staff give if you are being lapped. Stay predictable, because if you're being lapped, the people coming up to lap you, they know what they're doing, and they're just going to find their way by. Don't make their life hard, and bam. Really good show from everybody involved there.
And the back marker that Sergey passed.
Oh yeah, Sergey's already passing another lap. Wow. That's a testament to how tricky these conditions are. It's not full wet, but that doesn't make it necessarily any easier. Because the track has relatively drier spots, as well as slick spots, it's really hard to gauge how optimal you can take a lap. And it changes every lap subtly, too. So over the course of this whole race, the track is going to be different from how it started. Yeah. And you're going to be taking different lines, pushing in different places.
And because of the dry spots, the karts are just generally faster lapping around the track. but the wet spots are where people make the mistakes and spin out, so you just lose more time, and then the people who are doing it right are just a lot faster. So that's why backmarking is a little bit more common in these conditions.
Speaking of losing time, really unfortunate for Alex to get stuck behind that backmarker there through roller coaster. David got by in double apex, but you don't have to really force yourselves out of the way if you're being lapped. Just don't make it super hard for the people overtaking you, because you're not battling for position. Oh no! Whoa! That was a unfortunate mistake by somebody who just overcooked it. That is the treachery of these damp conditions. It's so easy to get caught into an oversteer and just lose control of the kart. And unfortunately, he's parked right on the racing line there, trying to find a good way to re-enter, and thanks to the yellow flag, everybody saw it coming and they all avoid collision. So really good awareness by everybody there. It's so easy to lose control of the kart in these sequence of corners. The rear end just gets right out from under you, and before you realize it, it's too late to salvage it and you're spinning.
Yep. So we have a couple battles going on in our mid-pack there. We got Scott trying to hold on to as many positions as he can. And we've got Sergey still with his lead. The back markers did slow some things down, but David still rapidly approaching.
We have a car off top of the world there. It looks like he's stuck completely. I don't know if the car completely broke down or they just can't get it back on track. But yellow flags are waved. No overtaking in the yellow flag zone. Now, update on the lead. Let me pull those gaps up. But David and Alex are catching up to Sergey, but I don't think they caught it fast enough. The white flag is out already.
We are already out onto the white flag. It's been a very chaotic and frenetic race for a lot of people out there. Lots of battles, lots of three wides early on. And David has been just on this massive charge to catch up to the massive gap that Sergey was able to get early on.
Update on that car off top of the world. They got it back on track, and he's back in the race.
And there we go. Now it doesn't look like black marker should be consideration for this final lap pushed by Sergey. So he's just going to try to get to the very end of the race. He got an early lead, and if he can just hold off and not lose out to David here. If he was able to make it so that way the gap between their fastest lap is not a whole second apart, there might be a chance for Sergey here. Otherwise, it could be David.
Sergey did do that. His lap time now reflects that of the people behind him. So he stepped on the gas, he realized the gap was closing, and he's starting to push. So it looks like so long as everybody can make it through to the finish line, they should finish as they are. Unless you're locked in a crazy battle like we see somewhere else on track, but we're focused on the lead here.
Although it looks like Scott might have just been getting past the back marker.
Yeah, I don't think that's a back marker. They were fighting pretty hard. That is Scott against Aiden Flake. But as we see, we got Sergey coming down to take the win of the race. All he has to do is cross the finish line, which is right there. Sergey wins the race, followed by David and Alex. Really good show for Alex. His first time out here, already taking a podium in tricky conditions.
Yep, and here we have our 4th and 5th place finishers. And then Scott able to hold on to as many positions as he could, comes in 6th. Rainmeister proven that even with the drying track, he can hold on and drive pretty defensively with the track position. But that was the second race of the Spring 2026 season. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we're going to see you at the podium where we're going to hand out trophies and see the championship standings.
And everyone except Yaz for doing relatively clean. But all right, starting with 3rd place with the best lap time of 99.4 seconds, we got Alex Percola. And in 2nd place with the best lap time of 99.9 seconds, we got David B. Surprise, taking it away with the best lap time of 100.2 seconds, we got Sergey.